What's up, my fellow comic book readers? Guys, I got some new DC. I got some old DC. I got some cheap DC. Let's talk about DC Comics, all right? First up, we got the Freebie. I know this is like a week or two old. I just found it in my LCS, so I wanted to read it and talk about it. I thought it was a really good issue, especially for a free issue. You don't get the full 20 pages worth of story and content and everything, but I mean, for free, the story was great. We had Aquaman. He showed up on a boat where the boat is like trying to do research on sharks and stuff, and Aquaman's temporarily lost his powers to talk to fish, so he can't really like talk to the sharks they're great whites, right? And then the people are like, what are you doing? He had a cut on his leg. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to save the planet again, just doing Aquaman shit. But apparently he's battling his brother. His brother is looking for something that he has. It's a gauntlet that controls the tides. And Aquaman does his thing, wins the day, saves them, and then helps the researchers do research on the great whites. So I thought it was a cool little Aquaman and Shark Week combination, a tie-in, especially with Shark Week. I thought this was great, especially for the amount that I paid for it, free. Next up, we got Justice League Dark Tomorrow special. I missed a lot of the We Were Yesterday. I started reading comics in April, and most of those stories had already started. And then I didn't catch up on them. Not yet. I probably will eventually, because I know at least I want to read like Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Superman, and a couple of the other ones. But there, the story, without having read that, there's a bunch of superheroes that can travel through time, and they're being killed off by what they're calling the Omega Demons. And the Justice League gets called in to come help, and they're helping the time travelers fight back. And I thought this was a pretty solid issue. I think it would have been a lot better if I would have read the prerequisites to read this, you know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to reading those eventually. I do have a huge backlog that I'm trying to catch up on, which is why I'm reading some of my old DC comics that have just been collecting dust on my bookshelf. But I thought this was a great issue. Again, I thought it could have, should have been better if I would have read the prequels to this stuff. But if you're into DC, I think you're going to enjoy that one. Next up, we got Gotham City Sirens, Unfit for Orbit. This was issue number 5. When I first started reading the free DC comics, the cover of it was Gotham City Sirens. They were advertising for this, and I think this was supposed to be like a big event, but the story was just kind of like, You know what I mean? Like it wasn't bad, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great or good either. Like, it was like, okay, I'm reading a DC book. Like, it's okay. Nothing really like jumped out at me. The storyline was kind of like basic to me, I guess. I don't know. It didn't impress me. I don't regret buying or reading it, but it just didn't like 3 weeks from now, someone might mention this. I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot that existed. That's how I feel about it. JLA, Grant Morrison, an oldie but a goodie, and this is the cheap one I was talking about. I got this from Dollar Tree. The material that it's made on is kind of flimsy. Like, even the cover is like flimsy material. But with that being said, the content side of it, great. I really like the story. Aliens arrive from outer space, and they're convincing humans that they're the good guys, but, the Justice League, they know better. And the Justice League is trying to, like, warn people. At first, it comes across from Superman as, like, Superman's just super jealous. But it turns out the aliens might actually be bad guys. It doesn't really, like, I guess it does kind of confirm they're bad guys, but it doesn't really, like, confirm they're bad guys. You know what I mean? But I thought this was pretty solid. I'm going to start looking for more JLA comics in the dollar bin, or when I find deals and stuff, if they have these. Because I really like the story. I thought it was fantastic. I thought the art in it was pretty solid. And I enjoyed reading this. So if you go to a Dollar Tree and you see this one on there, or I think I saw them at Circle K now too, if you see them there, although at Circle K they're like $4, the same exact comics, they're $4, or at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So, pick wisely. But I did enjoy the story. So it be what it be, you know? And then last but not least out of the books I read, this is a James Tynion, right? Is it James? Yeah, James Tynion the third, fourth. James Tynion the fourth. Jeebus. All right. This is a DC Black Label. This one made me think like I need to start being friendlier to the weird guy at the bar. If you read this, you know what I'm talking about. But what seems to be one of the main characters, she meets a guy at a bar. He comes across really freaking weird, but she's into the weird, and they become friends. And you know, a couple of years goes by, she hasn't heard from him. Then all of a sudden, she gets an email saying like, "Hey, come check out this freaking mansion." And then she gets there, and it's a group of like 10-ish people that have showed up to meet Walter, and apparently Walter is part of an alien race that is destroying the planet, and they do. But before they destroy the planet, Walter has built them like this paradise to live in, and everything that they love and want is there except for family. Obviously, it's just the humans there, just those 10. So as they're watching on social media, they're watching all of their family die and burn and just crazy, horrible stuff. They're eating tasty bagels and fresh fruit. But the group, and this is only the first 2 issues. I have issue 4. I need to find issue 3. It wasn't in the dollar bin, but 1, 2, and 4 were. So I read the first 2. There's a group of the 10 that are like, we need to make this. If this is the end, we need to make this our home. We need to build a routine so we don't go crazy. We need to, like real intelligent people, like thinking about how they should honestly go about it. And then there's the other half of the people that are like letting their emotions control them. And they're like, we got to fight back. We got to do this. We got to kill Walter. We got to blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And I think I would be under the same side, but I've never been in that situation. But it really makes you think, like, what would you do if you were taken away from your family and put in a room with 10 people that some of them you got along with, some of you didn't, but you got put in this beautiful house with every food you've ever wanted, on a lake, in the mountains, the most beautiful view and everything, but everybody in the world gets offed. How would you deal with it? Like, how would you want to fight back? Would you try to make the best of it? Would you, what would your response be? But again, I've just started this, so I'm hoping that the story is fantastic. I don't even know if that's real. Like, that might just be, he might just be lying to them. It might be a ruse. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that the scenario could pan out to be. But I'm really liking this, and I would definitely recommend this if you're into, like, murder mystery type stuff, right? But, guys, that's all the DC I read last night, all the DC I have to review today for you. I hope I inspired you to either pick something up and read it, or leave it on the shelf. But whatever you're doing today, man, pick something up, read it, stimulate that mind.